2009's Prototype is such an enjoyable game. Now, I recently did go back and replayed a few hours of this, and I have to say this is just as fun as it was when it came out nearly 15 years ago. Now, I would say this video game has held up pretty well throughout the years. So the story of this one is that it's about a shapeshifter named Alex Mercer who suffers from amnesia. He doesn't know about his mysterious past. As he attempts to uncover it, he comes into conflict with both the US military and a black operations force called Black Watch. He also has to stop an outbreak of a virus called Black Light in New York City, which mutates people into powerful, violent monsters. Man, I have to say, this is an action-fueled experience that few open-world video games can match. Like, for example, the franchise Grand Theft Auto. Sure, those games are fun, but they are nowhere near chaotic to what goes on in this one. Right from the beginning of this game, it actually shows you just how crazy it gets, where you have to learn how to use Alex's powers and some of the enemies you'll be facing throughout the story as well. Which I think is an interesting introduction because it shows that even with his amazing abilities, Alex cannot stop the spread of the disease. It's really about him uncovering his past and also how he got these powers in the first place. One thing that I do like about this game is that you can actually still use weapons and vehicles such as helicopters and tanks, which actually adds another layer to the gaming experience. Nonetheless, while the story wasn't anything special, there is hours of entertainment to be had here. I'll even go as far as say this is one of the most memorable games of the late 2000s. A lot of people has compared this to Infamous over the years, and I can see the comparisons because, well, both protagonists play power-up individuals. I always thought this one was as fun compared to that game. Alex Mercer, he is an interesting character. It's just that we don't know much about him in the beginning. Parts of his past start to unfold as he goes through the story, absorbing people, fighting a virus in New York City, dealing with all these mutated monsters. It's definitely a lot of chaotic fun because you're playing a pretty powerful individual. I certainly had so much enjoyment from this throughout the years. It holds up to some degree. The story is not great. And overall, the ability for Alex to change his hands into any kind of weapon. It's a reason why Radical Entertainment did this one, because they had worked on 2005's Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, where you could customize weapons. Here, it's the same concept, it just can customize himself. Alex can shapeshift, he can infiltrate, and there is so much to unravel from this game. Is this one perfect? Of course not. It gets kind of repetitive, missions get a little boring here and there, some of the boss fights are infuriating, and definitely what would be interesting is that it would get a sequel. I haven't played Prototype 2, but it does follow a different protagonist, while Alex Mercer is actually the villain in that game. At the end of the day, while this game does have some issues, it is still just hours of enjoyment. And if you somehow haven't played this, then check it out because it is well worth the effort. I'm giving this video game an 8 out of 10. Another issue I have with this one is that it's a bit too challenging. It can get frustrating at certain parts in the game. The boss fights aren't easy. And overall, once you beat the main story, there isn't much to do. So the replay value is pretty low for this open world game. Still though, this is just mindless entertainment at its best. It doesn't really have any slow moments, and when it comes down to it, it's just a very fun action video game that a lot of people have enjoyed throughout the years. And that is my review of Prototype. Alright, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this video game. Now, as far as Prototype 2 is concerned, I'm going to review that one day. I just don't know when exactly that will be, though. Okay, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.